Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. It is time to jump into some total madness. That is the challenge. The title of this week's episode was Karma Chameleon. I didn't get the title. Is it karma for Ashley for trying to get Johnny voted in last week? I mean, someone should try to vote Johnny in, so I ain't mad at her for that, but I called the title of this episode, Everyone is Fake and Phony. Like, we're going to get there. I didn't take a lot of notes this week because it wasn't an exciting episode, but it was a good challenge, a solid episode. And I might be saying that because a lot of my favorites weren't really featured this week. So let's get into it. The beginning of the episode, they show that Ashley and Maddie are starting a friendship. Maddie was like, you're the brains for the puzzles, I'm the brawn for the strength. Okay, like, I don't get mad at people for trying to form an alliance where they can form an alliance. You don't know who is going to be cast on the show. And if you happen to be on the show cast and a lot of the cast is not your friends of the past, you can bitch and complain about it, or you can do what Ashley is doing and trying to find an alliance where she can find an alliance. I ain't mad at anybody for doing that, but let's move on. So last week, it was a lot of Rogan and D drama. It's time to introduce us to the Kayla and Bear drama. I know I've been asking for it because I'm over Rogan and D, but I'm quickly becoming over Kayla and Bear. Bear, her name ain't Kaylee. What's that child name? Kayla and Bear. I'm quickly over Bear. I always like Bear for entertainment value every season, but it's starting to become way too much. It's very irritating. Like, I'm irritated for Kayla. Like, I don't care how persuasive someone is. If I tell you I got a man and you steadily pursuing me, that's disrespect, and I don't respect you. But moving on, these kids. But moving on, Bear says, I think Kayla likes bad boys. So his idea of a bad boy is to take a fire extinguisher and spray all that chemical dust all in the air, and everyone comes running out of the room choking, and he thinks that was funny. I'd be pissed. I would be Ashley. I would be pissed. I wouldn't do the things Ashley did, but I would be cussing his ass clean out. And I feel like, who was it? Melissa got a good lick in and production ain't say nothing. Everyone should have got a good lick in, because you don't know what that stuff does to you. That stuff is meant to extinguish a fire. And in the case of an emergency, if I breathe some of it in because I'm trying to save my house or whatever I'm trying to save with the fire extinguisher, my life, that's fine. But for you to just come throw that up in the air for me to breathe it in just because you think it's funny, no sir, it is not funny. And everyone should have got a free lick. I would have been pissed. Tori, Kayla, y'all some damn fools. That shit was not funny. I didn't see anything funny in that scene. Nothing. But you want to say haha it was funny only because Ashley got upset. That's why y'all did it. But Ashley spits in Bear's face. She was like, all of that junk he just made me breathe in that was inside of my mouth, I spit it out in his face, and she admitted it. Now that's nasty, disrespectful. Can you compare the two? Can you compare the two? To me, spitting in someone's face is assault. Is assault. And Ashley should have went home for that. Because out of a reflex, just a reflex, if somebody spits in your face, your first reflex is to slap the shit out of them. That's your first reflex. I'm sorry for cussing y'all. But that made me mad. I would have been Maddie, like, you don't spit in nobody's face. Like, yeah, stand here, cuss his ass out, get your lick in like Melissa got her lick in, but don't spit in his face. Don't spit in his face. I would have been Maddie. I understood Maddie's anger, and she wasn't really just trying to speak up for Bear. She was really just trying to let Ashley know that's some foul shit. You don't spit in nobody's face. Now, Ashley says something about, I spit in his face because he made me put all that stuff in my mouth. And then Maddie says, I'm sure you had worse in your mouth. I laughed. I chuckled. I hollered. That was a good read. That was a good read. But see, then you can't get upset when Ashley reads you back and was like, well, bitch, what you gonna do? Go to jail again? No, you read her, she read you back. You can't get in an argument with nobody and decide you want to say some foul shit to them, but once they hit you a little bit hard with they foul shit to you, I'm cussing too much. But all I'm saying is you can't get mad. When you fighting, you can't say, oh, you worse than me because you used something personal. Girl, you went to jail, you went to jail. It was your fault for drinking and driving and going to jail. That ain't got nothing to do with Ashley. But moving on. So now, where am I at in my notes? Now, Nani wants camera time. It's like, Maddie, you shut the fuck up. You didn't. And now Nani wants to act like she fighting Maddie. I'm like, ma'am, I know you don't want none of that smoke. Nani is sexually frustrated because her boo Asaf went home week 1. Maybe. Or is Nani this miserable and boring on this season where she's just willing to fight with anybody to get her camera time so she can come back on another season? To me, Nani, I didn't see why Nani felt the need to jump into the argument. I didn't see it. Maybe it was the way that it was edited. Maybe Maddie was talking shit for so long. Nani finally was like, bitch, shut the fuck up. I don't know. But it just seemed like out of nowhere, Nani jumped in it and wanted to fight. And I didn't understand why. Nani should have been wanting to try to fight Bear. Like, to me, nothing about that situation was funny. But let's move on. Everyone is like, Ashley went too far. And they want to vote Ashley in. Sometimes you only have to do one thing against the right person who was in a huge alliance and you a target. And it just happened. You on a challenge, you on a season this season, Ashley, where your friend's not there. Where your purple ladies at? Where your purple ladies? Moving on. They have to do the challenge. The challenge is you have to... That dog better not pull all that trash out. Sit down, Luke. They have to jump into ice cold water, freezing water, pull out puzzle pieces, take the puzzle pieces to the board, do a puzzle. It's a time challenge. Whoever does it the fastest wins. It's a team of 5. 3 people are in the water, 2 people are on top at opposite times, making the water colder by chopping up blocks of ice. Okay. I didn't write down, it's too many people in the challenge right now. I just wrote down teams 1 through 5. So, the first thing I'm going to say about this challenge, it seems like the people in the earlier rounds had the advantage because the water was not as cold. Like, I recall when Team 1 first started the challenge, the water was 60 to 63 degrees. But when Team 5 started the challenge, their water was already at 50 degrees. So I think it was a very unfair challenge. Team 1 were idiots. They had the strategy of putting all their men in the water to get the pieces out the fastest, but it was Fessy, Josh, and Rogan, idiots. None of them could figure out how to put the puzzle together. And up top was, at the time, it was Jordan and Swaggy dumping all kinds of ice in the water. All kinds of ice was in the water, making it cold. I didn't understand Jordan's theory, because if Jordan's theory was he's trying to help his wife win, or fiance, whatever they are right now, why would you want to make the water colder? You should have had the strategy of Team 2 of, we got to go next, so don't dump no ice in the water. Moving on. Um, Team 2, they almost died. I think that was Nelson, Kayla, and Big T. No, it wasn't Big T. Melissa. I forget. I didn't write down their names. But Team 2 almost died. They couldn't get them puzzle pieces unlocked. They said it was one puzzle piece in there that was very hard. Was it D? Maybe it was D. I don't know. But they almost died. Nelson had to go to the hospital. And they had to make them quit the challenge. It was like, look, y'all about to die. Get out the water. It ain't that deep. It's not that deep. If I was Nelson, I would be like, this. It ain't even a guy's week. Why am I gonna kill myself? It ain't even a guy's week to go in there. Team 3 and Team 4 did a very good job. Banana's team had a very good theory of let's unclick them, let them float to the top, and then push them out the water. Good strategy. And Team 5 just quit. They was like, we can't unclick this one. Let's go. And I remember Team 5 was at least Corey and Bailey and somebody else. I forgot. But Team 4 wins. Bananas team wins with Bananas, Bear, Anissa, Big T, and Casey. Bear act like it was a solo challenge, and like somebody said, he act like he ain't never won nothing in his life. Moving on. The house votes. The house says all the girls voted for Ashley. And that's the fake shit right there. All the girls voted for Ashley. And I believe all the boys would have voted for Ashley too. And so, moving on, Ashley puts herself in and she cries, I'm crying, but Nani, no. Nani, no, I may be crying, but I'm going to whoop your ass. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. Ashley is in. So, they going out to party. Bananas is gassing up Big T. He was like, it's time to play the game. You got the power, gonna make you some moves. Now, what I don't appreciate is where did Jenna, Kayla, and Nani become the power trio of the house? Why? Because they're a trio. It's 30-some people of y'all in there, and it's only them 3, but they're the power trio of the house. What do they call them? The Holy Trinity. I will refuse. That's the only time you'll ever hear me saying that. I refuse to call them holy anything. That's blasphemy. You are nowhere near the Father, the Son, or the Holy Ghost. No ma'ams. No ma'ams. But moving on, Big T shook hands with all of them. If I don't put y'all in, y'all return the favor. I'm like, Nani is somebody, unless she in a group, she ain't never going to be able to return that favor. Jenna probably too. Whatever. I don't understand. How did they become the power of the house? I don't get it. But anyway, let's hurry up through this episode. The Tribunal is formed. They throw in their D, Tori. Hold on. Ooh, my throat got dry, and I didn't want y'all to think I was about to start coughing or something. But D, Tori, and Maddie, they picked to go in there. The Tribunal is on a power struggle. But I didn't really feel like it was anything wrong with what they said. They were maybe a little bit more forceful and harsh. Anissa don't know how to talk to people. For some reason, I feel like I'm not going to like Anissa this season. And I usually love Anissa. We're going to keep watching it. Tori says, I want to go in there. I want to go get my red skull. But if it's a puzzle, save me. Now, ma'am, you can't do that. If you want to go in, you go in. You can't say, I want to go in, but if it's a puzzle or if I to give you the head shake, don't put me... No, ma'am. You volunteer or don't. Be like D. D came in there like, if it's a puzzle, if it's strength, I got it. I want to go in. Put me in there. And so they had an attitude with D because... and Tori too, because they were like, well, if you can return a favor, can you promise not to say my name or something like that? I think that was Big T. And it was like, I don't think I can promise you that. I'm like, ma'am, this is the Tribunal. See, that's why I don't like D or Tori. They too cocky. Too cocky. Tell the people what they want to hear. And then if you got to backstab them later because they coming up on a promise that you can't keep, then you backstab them later. But y'all came off a little bit cocky too, like y'all too good to make promises. I didn't like that. I didn't like either side. I didn't like either side. Maddie don't want to go in. I believe she said it's chancy. You know, I'm a gambler, but I ain't really trying to put all my chips on the table right now. I agree. I feel like the best strategy is to go with the flow. If I go in, I go in. If I don't, I don't. The only time you need to get kind of anxious is when you know it's getting close to the final, you down to those last few people, and you know it's, and you ain't got your red skull, then okay, I need to get down there. But I would play around the middle, like the beginning of the game, let's chill. The middle of the game, I will fight for my red skull. Towards the end of the game, I will start blackballing people. You ain't even getting in. You ain't in the tribunal, you ain't getting in. That would be my strategy. It ain't no point of going home first, second, or third. Moving on. We get down to the Purgatory, and it looks like a puzzle. It really wasn't a puzzle. It wasn't a puzzle at all. It looked like a puzzle. It's probably something Tori could have went down there and did very easily, but it was kind of like a, what they call a carnival game, where it's up to chance. It's up to which pot you open to get your matching tile. It's a luck. It was all luck. And Dee happened to find all her tiles first. Now this the fake shit that I mentioned at the beginning of my title. Everyone voted Ashley into the Purgatory. Ashley said the most vile things to Maddie by spitting truth in her face. But it was so vile, Ashley has to go home. But when we get to the elimination, everyone is rooting for Ashley to stay. Because the only person, and I thought that's to me that's an unfair challenge when you have overseas people playing, because like Dee says, we don't even get this channel in Australia, so how am I supposed to know the order of these shows? And the only one willing to help her was Wes. And as soon as Wes offered an ounce of help for Dee to get those tiles in order, because you had to put the shows in order of when they aired, everyone starts yelling. To me, Dee, I already knew Dee was going to win, because from the super trailer, there's this trailer of Dee telling Rogan everyone in the house are her friends, and he doesn't have any friends in the house. So it's like Dee has to stay to have this moment on the super trailer. So I knew Dee was going to win, but I'm like, ma'am, this should have showed you none of these people are your friends. No one tried to help you but Wes. Everyone else was yelling when Wes was trying to help you, so you couldn't hear. That doesn't sound too friendly to me. But anyway, Dee wins because Wes helped her. And bye, Ashley, bye. I mean, the curse continues. As they say, when you steal all the money from your partner, the curse continues. We'll see. Will Bananas leave? If Banana leaves before the final, the curse continues. Your ass already stole $1 million. You don't need another one. Maybe if you would have shared with Hunter, you would have had a better opportunity. Because to me, that's why people don't trust Bananas. That's why people don't trust you. Because they know at any moment, all you care about the money, and you will cut their throat like you cut your partner's throat. It is what it is. I don't feel no ways for or against Ashley leaving. It's a game show. Somebody has to go. But I just thought it was phony that everyone voted her in, but then cheered for her to stay in the Purgatory. Craziness. Anyway, y'all, that's all I have to give. Let's get in the comments and talk about this week's episode. I can't wait to see what happens next week. It looks like, just from the preview, it looks like Swaggy is in the Tribunal again. Are Bailey and Swaggy going to Steamworld this season? I'm happy to see that. I want to see all my Big Brother people do well this season because I love, love, love Big Brother. And throw Jay in there too because you know I love some Survivor. All right, y'all. Go ahead and subscribe if you are not a current subscriber. Go ahead and become a part of the Kiss My Cheeks family. Like, comment, and share. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.